Hello and welcome to Path of Exile, Affliction League 3.23 and the Flicker Strike Slayer build. Let's dive in right now. And let's see what this is like. Put the map on, and away we go. Well, you can see everything's dropping. We just started getting into maps, and we're having a good time. Everything's exploding, and I'm just here trying to get EXP to get more levels. This is my second character on this, second or third, probably fourth. I don't know, a lot. And we'll even open this guy up. He's going to be a little bit tougher. He's an essence guy. And I'm not really caring about the loot. And stuff's exploding. Everything's pretty easy. And let's go take a look for... Oh, we'll even grab the shrine. We'll take a peek and find out where the boss is on this. And away we go. Oh, another second shrine. Cool. Take that. Now I've got 4 buffs. Well, now I do. And on my Atlas tree, I've actually made it so it's even longer and more stuff. I probably should have opened that chest, but I'm just messing around here. What is this? Well, that's back where we started. And away we go. Oh, let's open this chest up. Nice. Everything just drops. And I'm going to show you a couple different things, a few different ways to do it. Cheap, which we've been doing. Oh, it's right up here. Here's the guy. And let's dive in. Drop a totem down. Oh, and done. And that's it. Yeah, that was it. Pretty cool. All right, we'll go from there, and I'll show you what we're up to. Oh, and that's 500 million EXP per hour, and I was messing around talking. See, now it dropped down because I was messing around talking, and see, now it's going down. But if I were to, knock out a few of these, you can knock out so many levels. It's amazing. So let's get into it. At level 83, you're looking at maybe 90 million-ish EXP for one level. I did a bunch of maps, 9 of them, and I was averaging 473 million, almost 500 million, and I think I can get 500 million I can sustain that. Well, you're looking at a fifth of an hour, 12 minutes, and you're knocking out a level, so it goes by really, really quick. So let's show you how that's done. Okay, we're going to first go over to our defenses. Our armor's at 5,600. I did have determination on there, and I decided to steer away from that, and I've had better results. Our defenses are through the roof. They're overcapped. All our resists. Chaos, I've been ignoring, and I'll explain why. Once we get into the 90s, we'll start caring about chaos. Right now, I really don't. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes you're going to die to it, but it's no big deal. It's not that big of a setback. You can just really get right back into it and get right back on. When you get to the level 90, 92, a death starts to eat up more time, so we'll go from there. When I entered maps, finished the campaign and started the maps, I had really, really cheap gear on. And my other guy had really good gear, so I've been kind of funneling it over to him. But what I had was... it cost less than 10 chaos. I had the belt, this helm on for onslaught, for permanent onslaught, the boots because of the movement speed, and then at 51, that's when I got the first Terminus Est, and then I went to a 6-socketed Terminus Est, so I could just have that, because you look up here, we only have 12 total gems, and I'll explain why. But then after that, I tried out the Oro's Sacrifice once I got up to level 67. Tried that, and to get the, see how it says gain a frenzy charge if an attack ignites an enemy? I was using this to try to get an ignite on there. If you just roll a flask with the 34% chance or a percent chance to get an ignite effect, maybe that was working. But then I even moved on from there and used my really expensive axe. But I could actually show you. We can go in there and we can do well without it. So without, the really, really expensive stuff. But I just wanted to show you both, the whole range. So you could just have this, and then you hit maps and maybe switch over to this with this. But you can get through all of maps with just a Terminus Est and sort it by, when you're searching for it, sort it by DPS so that it'll give you the higher, and buy the ones that are towards the top of the list, and then make sure it has 20% quality or more on it, and you'll be in good shape. And you could even probably keep this stuff going like this. As long as you have your defenses at 75 or higher, you'll be in good shape. And now we'll explain what you can do to really ramp things up. And we'll explain the passive tree as well. So we'll go over the gear. If you have this and you don't have the money for this one, this 6 link was 60 chaos. The guy actually gave it to me for free. He waited a long time, and I was patiently waiting, and then I did a who is on him, and he was back in his hideout, and he goes, "Oh man, I'm embarrassed," and he just gave it to me for free. If I remember who it was, I can give it back. I'm not using it, but he was embarrassed. So get a Terminus Est at bare minimum. Then if you want, you can try this out, and it did add more damage. As long as I had that on there, it helped with the flash or the frenzy charge generation. But I seem to be getting enough frenzy charges, except on bosses, to make this more viable. I do so much damage. So, and this is just a ridiculously expensive. I think maybe even over 100 chaos, 120 divines, not chaos. It was really expensive. Let's go to the belt. If you want, you can, this will add a lot of damage, and I'm looking at it, adds life. It adds 50 life when you stun something too, so you're stunning stuff and getting life back. And then you don't need it to have that 8% increased maximum life on there. You could get it later, but that's going to cost you a chunk more. But what you want to look for is that more line, at least 38, 39 or higher, and it can go up to 48. And then the less line should be a lower number. Lower the better. It goes down to, I think, 30. So a generic one of 40 and 30 would be best. And we'll go on from here. Next, we'll take a look at the helm. We had this Thrill Steel on, but all it gave us was Onslaught. Well, I got Onslaught this way. Right here. Let's find out where it is. Right here. And that gives me Onslaught when it gets used. Well, I did the when charges equal full craft over here on the bench, so that is up almost all the time. And I went in for increased duration. I wasn't sure if it was going to stay up all the time, so I just said, well, with a 20% quality, it'll get up to 9.2. And then the buff that I want was attack speed, so I searched for that, and you can find a lesser, maybe one that has 13% in attack speed and 27%. And it won't be as expensive. And then if you can craft it yourself, you don't even have to look for one that's crafted like that. You could just... The expensive part is the 20% quality. Make sure it has that. Otherwise, you'll be spending 20 gem cutters prisms on it, and that's expensive. So at least get that part. The next one, the boots, we went over that. And... Oh, no, I'm sorry, the helm. In the helm, you're going to be replacing it with an Abyssus. The Abyssus is going to add damage. We're going to increase our physical damage to us, but we're okay with that. It's actually somewhat viable. You want to, if you hold Alt, see that 50? That's going to be the increased damage is the worst roll I could get on that. But it has that increased life. So ideally, I'd want to get one that's closer to 40. So I might look for this and then replace this one. And we'll go from there. But I could replace that. Next up, it was the boots. And these boots were the ones that I had on my other guy. They did have a lot of... they had some fire, they had a lot of life, some armor, but some strength, and the movement speed was already on there at 30%, so I was happy-ish with that. These, I think you could actually do better than this. But those are the starter ones. So these are all very cheap items. This is very, very cheap. And so is this. If you get a 6-link one, which I didn't need, I just wanted 6 sockets. And so I wasn't even... You could get one way cheaper than 60 chaos. You can... If you go down to a 5-socket one, and not necessarily linked at all, which I don't need, Up here, none of this stuff is actually linked. So you don't need that. Just 5 sockets, not even linked, you're gonna be okay. And we'll put that one right here. And as a reminder, I'll put this with it because this works in conjunction with that. I haven't confirmed it that those hits hit on there. It just feels like it does. I don't know. In Path of Exile, you're going to do a lot of testing. So we'll go on to the next thing. Let's take a look at these amulets. If I take this one off, it's going to drop, what is it, the attribute requirement. So all of a sudden, I bet you it's because of this. Yep. Because of purity elements takes a 92 minimum int, and we're sitting at 77. You could fix that and get rid of this attribute issue just by allocating 30 int on your passive tree and get rid of that. But we're okay with this so far. Well, I can't put that on there until I put this in here and this in here. So we had this item, and this was another 1 chaos or less item, very cheap, easy leveling. We had that right up till 51 or later, maybe even into map. I had that into maps. It wasn't an issue at all. And now that anoint on there isn't going to help me at all because I'm using an axe. So anything that we have on the tree that's sword related, I had to undo. Regrets cost 1 chaos per. So, you're going to be spending probably 20 to 30 chaos just undoing stuff. And it's not that bad. You think 20 chaos, that's a lot. It's not. I'll explain why. For instance, I did the lab because I had to go get both labs. I had 2. I had to get 2 more. I finally went over there and got them. This item right here, at the end of it, it gave me the option to roll a skill gem into another skill gem of the same color. That's a very common thing. Well, I had a skill gem, a green one, with 20% quality, so I rolled that. It gave me 3 options to pick from that it rolled, and I searched for each of them, and the third one was this, and I just searched on the thing, and this is worth a divine. Let's see if it shows up as that. Let's see. Oh, 69 chaos, quality 20, search, and level. Oh, if I leveled it up, I think level 19. If I level this up, it's worth a divine. So I wanted to actually do that. Let's do it right now. And I had that ready to go. So I'm going to level this one up, and that's worth a divine. So you're looking at 215 chaos. And to look at that, all you do is, oh, let's see. Sorry about that. And you just hover up here, 213 chaos. You click that, it'll tell you what each fraction is as well. It used to be 215 chaos. Now it went down to 213. This was an intermediary. Oh, in between that, I tried this one on here, and it was okay. And it allocated frenetic, that +1 frenzy charge, so I could have 5 instead of a max of 4. And 4 is pretty low. We're going to be working on getting that up higher. But this was so much nicer. It gave me more life. It gave me the blood drinker thing, which was recover 2% of life on kill. It just made life easier. It had good stats on it. This was not cheap. But if you can get something close to this and then allocate some blood drinker on there, that 12% increased max life, that was nice. And I was having fun with it. But you could go with something in between and be fine, and even put your own. Frenetic costs a lot. It costs at least like maybe 80, 70, about 70 C, I think, because it uses a silver flask, a silver oil, and those are expensive. All right, next up, let's have some fun. Let's put this in our flicker gear thing, and we'll just put it right here and right here. But we're going to have some fun. I had this sitting here, and we're going to replenish that and that. Now they got 40 and 40. This thing right here, you're going to find these rings and stuff. Rings, belts, things like that are easy to do. And we look up the price, and it's only 1 or maybe 2 chaos. Okay, so that's interesting. But what if we get lucky? Let's vol it. Was that? Did it do something? Nope, it did not add a corruption. So it's still the same, but it didn't do anything to it. And we're not any worse off. So what I do is I throw these rings And as soon as I get a full inventory's worth, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, like right down here, I have to just fill up basically right down to the bottom of. Some of these rings are pretty cool, actually. I shouldn't have these in here. Is that a -8? No. Is that a -8? No, it's a -5. But as soon as I get down to here, that I can turn that in for some really neat armor. All right, let's go over the next thing. Oh boy. Let's bring this back up. There. There's our buffs back on. Cool. Now the next thing we're going to be looking at is the ring. The ring has stayed the same. It's still that same torment, these torment I got at level 30. I'm working towards a solution to getting around that so that we can get mana. I might have a solution for that, but that mana on hit is really, really crucial. Because right here, it costs 39 mana to cast that thing. If I can get about, maybe 15 mana on hit, and I think I have an idea of how to get that, we might be able to get it. We might be able to pull this off. Then we can bail on this ring, and we can get life gain on hit through another way with on a ring, like 20. We only need like 20, maybe 30 life gain on hit. We might be able to find a way around this. So I'm working on that. And then you want to come to this. If at all possible, see that melee hits have an 8% chance to fortify? That allowed me to take my fortify off of this 6 link up here, which was cool. And then, so you could just make it a 5 link. Well, if you make it a 5 link, you're going to have, not that one. Let's say we take that off of there. Now that 39 went down to 35, and that's probably not a big multiplier is why, but let's say that one we take off. Well, now it's 30. So what it comes down to is it basically turned this into a 6 support, 7 linked item by having that fortify on there. It's really nice to have that. I also have culling strike in a way, and I'll show you how to get that. And some really, really, really cool item. The best item I'm going to save for last. That really makes this build a lot more fun. But this, as far as this goes, if I hold down Alt, it'll actually tell me that fortify is an Eater of Worlds. And to get that, you go to here, exotic. Is that Eater of Worlds? Yes. So you'd use these or these, and just roll on it until you get fortify. It's a low value, or not very common, so you'll be rolling a while, or just buy it. And then you're going to look for some life on here. Fill in what resists you need. I don't even need any resists, but I'm working towards not using them, and we'll see. We'll see how this works out. I could switch over to an armor item right now. Let's see if I take that armor off, and that armor has so much. Look at that, 2,200 armor just on a base thing like that. If I take this off and get rid of these defenses or that resist, I'm still in great shape there. So yeah, I don't even need that resist is useless on there. So there's a lot of tweaking that can go on. But life on here, and then I even did the 10% increased max life. If I hold Alt, is that a max roll on that? It probably is. Yep, 10%. Yeah, so I like this. This is nice. All right, next up, I went with the Ascendancy, this league that allows you to, we'll pull it up right now. Right here, this Warden of the Magi, and I took this right away. And right away you see it. It says, hey, if you don't have any gems in your boots, you get 30% move. If you don't have any gems in your hands, 25% increased life. And you don't have any in your helm, which we don't right now, it's 50 plus 50. It just makes everything easier, and it makes gearing up easier because I don't have to worry about 150 in defenses or in resist. Now here's the thing. If I take off that ring, let's see what happens to our defenses. Gets closer now. Now we're down to an 85, 93. That's okay. This 151, somewhere I have fire on here way too much. So I'm planning ahead. Once I remove this ring, then I can just focus on some life and life gain on hit and maybe get that mana per hit. The mana per hit is key here. Let's go back to this. And I took I only have 3. There's one more you can take. You could take this. You could take that. But this would be the empty thing. I wouldn't take this. But this one and this one can apply a tincture. So this tincture is on permanently. And I'll go over those in a second. And then this one, if you take this, it gains 3 charges when you hit an enemy with the weapon, no more than once per second. So every second, I'm getting 3 charges back on the ones that are adjacent to it. Also, the ones that are adjacent to it have a 30% increased effect when used if you've hit an enemy too. So this one and this one have increased effect. Well, I wanted the running next to me. I wanted to be able to run faster all the time, so I did it on that one. And it also increases my armor. So I was a little bit more defensive. If I wanted to be more offensive with a little more attack speed, I could move this one right here. But I'm happy with this being next to it. Basically, all of these are up all the time when I'm when I'm out there in a map. So that's how I get basically a mage blood on me minus it's not really a mage blood, but all these are up all the time once I start zooming around the map. Okay, next up. As far as your atlas goes, all I've done is pick things like these shrines, and I made it so there's going to be a shrine in there. I made it so that the shrines last, where is it? Right here. Shrines right here. The effects, 30% increased effect, and then there was another one. Where is it? It's a longer duration, I think right here. No, that's the mining one. And then also the delve. If I have Nico in there dropping those things, he gives me this, which is more damage, more movement speed, and defenses. And I get the chance at Azurite, which pays for the map if it drops. If the Azurite drops, because every 100 Azurite is worth 1.3 chaos. And right here, if I finish a red map, I get 500 sulfite. So I just want a ton of sulfite, and these things help me go. And then you can do your map any way you want, your maps. I've just got all these things out here, and I've been experimenting and having fun with it. Let's go over the passive tree now. Oh boy. Oh, and then we'll go over this. Let's go over the cool item next. And we'll do it right now. Let's do the coolest item that does the neat things. All right, this item, and you got to make sure you turn it on. And I don't like that that's on F. So we're going to because then it could accidentally get turned off. So we're going to go options and input. And we're going to change that to 7 and that to F. Save. Okay, now it's on. See, that's the only way you can tell it's on. If it's off, let's see, if I push 7, will it go out there? That's off. That's on. That little tiny outline. Let's take a look at that item. Culling Strike. Very cool. At 10%, let's see if we hold Alt, it'll tell you what it does. Culling Strike means any enemy below 10% or lower, and if you hit them, it's instantly dead. So on a tough enemy, it's just nice to get that last bit. Even a tiny hit will kill it then. Even your totem killing it, I think even a totem will do it. Maybe. Yeah, it should. The other thing is we have the key line there is killing blows that have a 21% chance for enemies to explode, dealing 1/10 of their maximum life as fire damage. Fire damage, would that it? No, that's not going to be a reflect, though. Good. It shouldn't count as a reflect. That's the key thing here. It basically explodes, and you see the chain effect where everything just explodes on the screen. That's mainly because of that. You can do it without it, but, and this is a cheap item. Cheap, well, depends. Let's take a look. If we get rid of that and that, and we say, okay, let's lower this chance down to 15, and we'll search. There, it's a cheap item. Well, if you get it up to 24% chance, let's search for that. Not bad. Not bad at all. But as you get into the more perfect ones, if I tried to search for that and that with a high number here, well, there's none. I don't think. None. So let's go 15% there, and then we'll search 55, 23 divine, and that's not even a really high one. So it gets really expensive for a perfectly rolled. Now there's a lot of things you might want something else here. I like this one, but this is what that first line there is what matters the most for the killing blows. So give this kind a try. A culling strike killing blows one with as high a number to 25, I think is the max. Are there any on here for the max? Let's see. We'll take that off. And 25. Oh, they only start out at 60 chaos. This one's probably not real. Maybe. It's a question mark even. And then it goes right into divines, multi-divines. And the likelihood of this matching up with a second line that you like is probably pretty low, but they're out there. So give it a shot and you might have a good time with it. Alrighty. Okay, so next up, I did finish both of my labs, the Labyrinth, and you need a offering of the goddess to do this level 75 one. And we ran in there, and we got this one, which is nice. Adds more crit, and ups the base crit too, so it really helps. And then this one, although you could back off of this and get something else, it's up to you. We might back out of this one and get this one, and it costs 10 chaos or 10 regret orbs to back out, from here to here. I think it's 5 per undo refund. This adds more damage. We can't take reflected damage. That's nice, because then we can just run the map even if it's a fizz reflect, and we don't do any elemental reflect so at this point, so you might, so be careful. So I can do both reflect maps, so that's not an issue. Then I went over here for the 10% reduced damage while leeching. Well, I'm going to be leeching all the time because the life leech effects are not removed once you go back up to full health. It's still ticking away. Normally it just stops at that point and the effect is gone, but now it's going to be there permanently. And we get a maximum recovery is 100% higher. This one adds a ton of AoE range, a ton, up to 50% more. When these explosions start happening, and I've killed a bunch of enemies, and it just gets bigger and bigger and crazier, it's really cool. And then the deal up to 15% more damage on enemies based on proximity. Well, the enemies that we're hitting are right next. We are literally right on them, so it's way higher. And then our accuracy. We actually needed some accuracy, so I addressed that a couple of ways, but this was one way, and then I'll show you right over here. We went up here and got some accuracy here, and we went over here and took this one, and this one. Now you could take right here, this one right here, that bottom one, 500 accuracy, minus 2 per level, so at 100 you're going to get 300 accuracy. So you could do that as well. That's only one more point. A side note, if you're having trouble, just keep on looking there. To get this third thing unlocked, you got to find these disease trees or whatever. There are these like 3 little bosses in a lit up area, and you just keep on going back. All I did was enter a zone over and over. I think at level like 60 or something. I went back and just kept on running it and resetting it, and then I found it, and then it was unlocked, and I was done with it. So that was cool. And now I'm in no rush to get the 4th one. So let's go over the rest of the board. We'll minimize those, and we'll go from there. Okay, not so long ago, all we had was right in through here, this stuff right through here, and then we came straight down there and came right down here. And that was our build. And then we went over here a little bit, and we got some of this for... we had a sword on because of Terminus Est. And I came down this chute, and we got it there. Now here's the thing. I could probably be back out of quite a bit of this. Let's see if we can refund a couple. 1, and still have enough. We do. We have enough dexterity. So we've got 2 points to spend right now in addition to that. So I've backed out of this. Eventually we're going to be building back down in here, but don't worry about it. It's easy to do. Now what I did add on since then is, so I backed out of that. I backed out of the swords over here, and you just want to back out of the sword stuff. We're going to go to either a bit like the base stuff with axes, because I have an axe right now, so I'm adding axe stuff back. So we can do that one and that one. And this next one is pretty nice for an axe. 10% increased, 20% chance to gain onslaught. So that means I'm going to probably get rid of that onslaught and put maybe a base armor thing in there or something more defensive probably, and go from there. The other things we did, we took a lot of life nodes. See how these life things are, we got 4,800. I want to have some more life. I don't want to die. I don't like dying. I don't like having that 10% EXP hit. So I went down here and I just took this one, and this one. I'm curious what's in the middle here. We could do the 50 life, the 15%. If I have no life modifiers at all on your chest, you could get something like that here and get a 15% increase. But I took those. I went up here and I took these. Along the way, though, it's not that bad. It's one, you get a dexterity, which we need some dexterity. Then you get this one. You get the accuracy here and some intelligence and dexterity. It's pretty cool, actually. More life. Then over here, we get attack speed, strength, all that kind of stuff. And then right over here, the two-handed stuff. And this is just generic two-handed damage. And then we get some AoE right there. We got AoE right here. Just like that. I wonder if we can get a third. Let's see. We already allocated 2 of those in different spots. And I'm not seeing maybe a 5% attack speed per enemy close to us. That might be somewhat okay, but not worth it. I'm okay with this. And then we came up here, damage, AoE, and melee splashes surrounding targets. That allowed me to get rid of my melee splash gem on my 6-link. So I don't have a melee splash. I hope I don't have it on there. No. And then we took the middle one for the extra melee range. All right, let's go on from there. What you'll most likely get used to is backing out of things and going back into things. And you're like, oh, I'll take a little bit more of this, or I can unlock that. I might say, okay, my life's okay, but I'd like a little more of that right now and not have to level. But the thing is, you're going to be leveling so quickly down here that you're not going to be sweating it. You'll level really quick, and you're like, I'll save the regret point, just level 2 more levels, it won't take long, and grab the next thing you want. I've worked my way down in here, and what you might be noticing is, I've taken all these jewel sockets. I went over here, I got up this way, I got one there. I could get one here, and if I do, it's going to add even more to our elemental resists. So those will become even less of an issue. So I pretty much won't even have any elemental resists on my gear at all if I go this route, because you're going to get 18. You could even take that. We probably wouldn't. We'd just get through here and get this one. But these gem sockets are going to be key to what we're going to do next. And there's an intermediate step between there. And this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing until I get into probably 92, 93-ish. And we'll take a look at it. All I did was I searched for gems and I said, give me max life on them. I don't even need this total resist. And find me at least the max attack speed with two-handed melee weapons, or let's see, I think I was actually searching for axes. Attack speed, here we go. These are the ones I was searching for. And I was just searching for ones that were 10C or less. So I searched for that, and I didn't really care too much about the other stuff, but I would find stuff like this. Extra crit, nice, done, and quick sales, and I got 4 of them. I think that we have 4 spots. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and how close are we to another one? There's another one way over there, here, and we're going to be working our way over here as well eventually, and we're going to be adding more of these. But we got 4 of them. Now watch what happens. Technically, let's see. offense 20, what is that, 28,000, and then our life is at 4,800. So let's put these on and just see what just these not very good, very cheap, fun ones go. We'll put that one on and that one on. And by no means is this a perfect build. We're gonna get it even better very quickly. Well, somewhat quickly. Come on. Oh, I don't have that spot. That one. Now we're up to 5,300, but if you didn't want, you could go with 4,800 and 29,000. So we're getting stronger, more resilient, and there's a lot of different things you can do with these. You can get, I think I have one that gets rid of, makes me immune to corrupted blood. Where is that? Right here. That's a nice one. I could use that, but I'm not too worried about corrupted blood. So, I don't need that. But this is probably worth, let's see, if I put all of this on there, corrupted blood, oh, and no silences, and attack speed, and critical, just those, oh, it can't even find anybody. Let's take the silence one off. Maybe it'll find something like that. Search. 40 chaos. Now if I add in the damage, and nothing close to that, nothing even exists. This one, what about attributes? No. So the closest one is that, and you could get this for maybe 80 chaos. That's pretty cheap, actually. 180. And you might not have things that go with it. But there's not very many. Only one person can get it. And then it goes up from there. 1, 2, 5 divine. It gets out of hand pretty quickly. So that's the build. That's what I'm going for, and that's what it allows me to do. Let's go do one more map real quick. This one looks like fun. Tier 12. Nothing crazy about it. We'll use this. We'll put Nico in there. Just force him in by that. And let's see what this is about. Do I have everything correctly set up? I think I do. Maybe. Oh, one other thing. I put precision here. And I only have it at level 1 right now, because it takes up, I think, 22 mana, and I didn't know if it needed more than that. But it adds 20 crit strike and 93 accuracy, and my accuracy is at 100%. Also, I'm using Leap Slam, Steel Skin right here. I'm using Herald of Purity, that costs 25% mana. And that costs 50. But this is so nice. If we take that out real quick. 50%. And I qualityed it up to 20. So we're getting 32 resist all to all those. And then we're immune to ignites, scorched, chilled, frozen, brittle, shocked, and sapped. Some people go with determination over that. I like this. It just makes it easy. I don't have to worry about ignites. I don't have to worry about a lot of things then. And then we have ancestral, the regular ancestral protector that I just plopped down. On our regular part up here, we have Flicker Strike, and with the 23% quality, that was nice, and it's almost up to level 20. I have a faster attack that's maxed out at 2020, but then there's ways you can get way better than this. Close combat, oh boy. I think all of these are not 20 quality. So just this alone, if I take this out, hold Alt, if I put these all 20 qualityed up, or if I just buy them, it's probably cheaper to buy them as 2020s or 1920s. And by that, I mean level 19, 20 quality. It's probably cheaper to buy them because the gem cutter, it'll cost me 20 gem cutters prisms. So it's probably just cheaper to buy these. And I probably will do it, but that's 40% increased damage just from the quality there if I quality these up. So definitely get into that. All right, let's go do this map here. Oh, it's going to be it's going to be one of these. I might die. I probably will. This is pretty serious. Let's see if I can. Oh, there's a soul eater in there. All right, I gotta pay attention here. Oh, we'll get this fast mover thing. Oh gosh, this is going to be silly. Okay, oh gosh. I can barely control this. I'm just I'm just clicking around. Oh god. And this is just I was barely just into maps a few seconds ago. Oh, there's a boss up here. Oh, there he's gone. There he is. He's gone now. Let's go back out. We'll take care of those guys and this guy. And should we open this just for fun? Detonates when I read it right at the last second. I saw detonates when explodes. So don't do that. You should probably not. Should probably read those or just skip it. But I had to have some fun. And it doesn't even matter. I'm going to get this EXP back quickly. Oh, the countdown. Oh no, I'm back in the dust. I'm back in the dust. I'm back in the fog. Come on. Where are you guys? There we go. Oh, and we get that. It would have been nice if I think I briefly saw it for the quickest glimpse of that. It explodes, detonates or whatever. I knew it was bad, so don't. You can always take your time. Oh, let's go like this. We might get a. Oh gosh, everything's trying to land on our head here. Nice. Oh, we're capped at 65,000. And if you want to finish this thing early, this delirium, all you do is see that arrow, those double arrows there, and we'll just finish it. And then it forces it to be done. And is it ready? We got that and some splinters. Okay. Oh, we leveled up that one and that one. And let's look at this fractured item and see if it's cool or not. 40 lightning, that's probably, is that a tier 1 roll? No, it's a tier 3 roll. So that's not good. All right, so let's go back to town. And I could just roll those again and again. I would level up very quickly. I'm not worried about that at all. We could just sell this off. Oop, I should have pushed control clicked to open that. And there we go. I hope this helps. There's a lot to it, and this is supposed to be a short video, but I don't even know what to really title this. Pre-endgame, mid-endgame, mid-maps. Mid-maps, that's what it is. It'll be a mid-map Flicker Strike Slayer build, and we can fly through there. If you're having issues with defenses, just work on maybe getting more life or some more armor, or maybe some chaos resistance on some stuff. You could mix in that. You have some options. You could get rid of the Abyssus and go with something completely different. Take a little bit less damage, but get a head item on there that has some, I don't know, maybe chaos. I'm going to be working on this. If we can get rid of this, we can get our chaos resistance way higher. We can get, let's see, I can get 50, probably 100, easily 100 chaos resistance on two combined on both rings. So we'll be in good shape. I hope this helps. We might even get one that you can mirror the effect of the other one. That would be interesting. A lot of fun. So I hope this helps. Have a good one and enjoy, guys. I'm having fun with this, and this character flies up so fast. It's amazing. As far as the leveling is just easy, super easy. Have a good one, and don't forget this. Killing blows up everything. It's highly underrated, I think.